Videos, we check how to create a resource over the GCP with the help of Terraform. Also, we try to delete the resources which created with the help of Terraform. Previously, we create a VPC. Inside the VPC, there was no subnet available. Right now, we are going to create a subnet as well with the help of Terraform inside the VPC. So let's see how to do that. First of all, this is the directory previously where we created TF file and we created a resources. Now what I will do that I will create a copy and make a duplicate folder. Sorry. This is the JSON key file for service account which used for the authentication purpose and subnet. Now I'm going to use this second GCP VPC with subnet.tf file for creating the VPC with subnet. For doing that, let's try to find out how to create a subnet resource. Here we have to find out the resource name, which is Google Compute Subnet. This is the resource which is responsible for creating the subnet. Just do a copy of the resource, and here we are going to paste the resources over there. Our current requirement is to create a current requirement is to create a subnet. We don't need a secondary IP ranges. I will explain you about it later. Name of the subnet will be my-subnet and IPCIDR range, which we have to create as /24 inside the US central one, and the network name will be. Here you can see that previously we created the VPC with the resource name this VPC underscore network. So what is representing it over there is this is the resource. It's mean we are going to create a resource over the Google Cloud. And which type of resource is it? It's a Google underscore compute underscore network. It's going to create a compute network resource. And what will be the name of compute network resource? We created VPC underscore network. So here we have to supply this name, VPC underscore network. And then we have to define the ID over there. And this is the first resource, this is the second resource. Once the VPC will create, it will try to create a subnet. And what will be the subnet name? Here we have to supply the subnet name. We are going to define this will be the subnet name. This is the reference name for Terraform resources. And what will be the subnet name? This will be the subnet name, my subnet. And this subnet will use the CIDR range. It will create inside the US Central one, and it will use this VPC to create a subnet. So now need to open a terminal. Here it is. We have to move towards the directory where this VPC, this subnet file is available. It's inside the directory with the name 2. So we have to move it towards there. Here we have two directories, directory 1, directory 2. I'm going to move towards the directory second. Here you can see that we have two files available. Let's try to remove the unwanted files first. Now there are two files available. One is a TF file which we created with the help of Visual Studio. Another one is a JSON key file which used for the authentication purpose over the Google Cloud. This is the Terraform file we created. This is the Google provider. Here we are going to create two resources. The first resource will going to create a VPC, and the second resource going to create a subnet inside the VPC. So this is used for the Terraform grouping name, or you are going to define the resource name over the Terraform. And what will be the resource it will create? It will create a VPC with the name this. And the second resource going to create a subnet, and this is the grouping name over the Terraform. And this subnet will created with the name of my-subnet. It will use this CIDR range inside the US Central one, and it will use Google Compute Network. Where is it defined? Here it is defined, Google Compute Network. Then you have to define the dot. After that, you have to define whatever the resource name you define inside your Terraform file. So here I define the VPC underscore network. That's why I define it over there. After that, we require the ID of VPC network. Then I define dot then ID. It will fetch. It will use it as a variable and try to create a subnet inside this VPC. So let's see how to do that. First of all, as I told you previously, we have to fire the command terraform init for initializing the Terraform. After that, we have to fire the command terraform apply. Oh, sorry, terraform plan. We have to fire it first. We are not going to apply the Terraform directly. I will explain you what's the difference between Terraform plan and Terraform apply over the later videos. Here you can see that it's going to create a two resources. It's going to create a these two resources, and these two over the first, it will try to create a VPC with the name Terraform VPC-network. After that, it will try to create a subnet, and the subnet name will be my-subnet, and it will having the CID range. Two resources has been added over the GCP. Now let's see how is it created. Right now, previously it was having only three VPCs available. Let's refresh the dashboard. Now we have a Terraform hyphen VPC network available. Here you can see that inside the Terraform VPC hyphen subnet, my hyphen subnet. This is the custom subnet which we created, and it's having 10.0.0.0/24 CIDR range which we created.